Today we proudly acknowledge and honor Officer Phia Vang for all that he has done to keep our community safe. I stand before you with a heavy, heavy heart. But it is to all of you with whom I wish to speak, to his family and friends, supporters, and his family in blue. I cannot possibly know the pain of this loss to all of you, but we pray that all of us can find comfort in the proceedings of today and the life of Mr. Vang. I want to thank the Vang family, also to all the families for sharing their loved ones with our city, because we all know family is everything. So let us join ourselves together with a new bond of service to make our city brighter, safer, and more hopeful. And in so doing, let us honor Officer Vang's memory, his memory forever in the city of Fresno. So thank you all very much.
Earlier, the body of the City of Fresno Council came up and spoke as a body together, but I also wanted to say some words as an individual, because we know that Officer Vang was part of the City of Fresno family, Fresno Police Department family, but he was also part of the Southeast Fresno family. And that's something that, as many of you know, that's very important for us. And so I wanted to share two quick stories. I knew Officer Vang, not just in a professional setting, but my father also knew Officer Vang. As the family knows, your neighbor, Jim Marshall, lives not too far from you. My father's Luis, that works there in the shop. And so a while back, I remember getting there, and sometimes Officer Vang would pull up in his car and yell over the bullhorn, "Marshall, get out here." And Marshall would go out there, and I remember seeing him interact with my father, And my father has, shall we say, limited English abilities. And I remember seeing your father interact with him and have a conversation. I think they were talking about 4x4 trucks, Toyota trucks. And I remember going over there, and my father was able to convey what he tried. But that said a lot about Officer Vang, that he took the time to listen and actually pay attention to what people said. And I think that's what made him a great officer, but more than anything, a great human being. To have that interaction from somebody that, sometimes is outside of our culture, it's a little bit hard. But that's the kind of person he was. The other story that is most memorable for me is everybody knows in Southeast that Doughboy donuts are some of the best pastries in Southeast. And so I remember stopping by, and officer was there, and that was the first time that I got introduced to long chain bread and taro bread. And remember he explained to me the difference between French bread and long chain bread. And that said a lot because I know he was a very proud Hmong man. He was very proud of his culture, of his traditions, and I know he passed on to a lot of us in our community. And those are the stories that we take in the work that we do, in the sacrifice. And oftentimes we tend to focus on the words of somebody, but he was a leader and a great humanitarian by his actions. And I think those oftentimes speak louder than words. And so I wanted to come up and say thank you to the family as an individual that, we live in Southeast Fresno. We stick together. Anything I can do on my end to help, please feel free to call. And again, my condolences to the family and to our police department, because let's not forget that our men and women in blue lost somebody this past month. And it's tough. I've spoken to some of the officers since, and some of them called them Officer P, Officer Vang, Officer George, other nicknames that we had. But again, my condolences to the family. God bless you, and God bless the family. Thank you.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to be here this morning to honor and celebrate the life and legacy of Officer Vang. Just 5 days ago, I stood up in this room. I was here for the annual prayer breakfast. There's a record number of people in this room here. And different folks have made different remarks, and among them was Chief Dyer. And I remember being both impressed and also kind of questioning a remark you said, Chief, because Chief Dyer, in a video, I believe, he said that in his entire tenure and career, he's never lost an officer in the line of duty. And I must agree, but also respectfully disagree, because looking out into the audience of officers we have here today, as well as the other elected officials and leaders, we're always on duty. And I think that we know that in this line of service, it's not really just a job or a career, it's an entire lifestyle. We carry with ourselves every day and every moment of our lives. And Officer Vang embodied that lifestyle, embodied the heart of service that it took to serve this city every time he put on the badge, or went out into the community without the badge, both. In my line of service, I have the great privilege of serving the Central Fresno, Southeast Fresno, serving Yosemite Middle School as the city council, serving Plain High School as the city council member in the city of Fresno. And I think the best that we can do, the city of Fresno, to honor the life of Officer Vang is to continue to shape those leaders, shape the community so that we create more men and women just like him, with that heart of gold and with that heart of service. And so my condolences to the family, my condolences to the community, to his colleagues and fellow officers. Thank you for allowing me to say a few words this morning. It's my honor. Thank you.
Let me just apologize to all the English-speaking attendees today. I will be speaking in Hmong. 我叫我拿我自己，我的没见山，我的没一领都，我弄个，一路下到阿贝路路，路车都没见人，路车都被见人忙，路车都一度被剩，你要做红路中，还是路绕发动。一上次那件，不知，那是被见人。他们前年个人开包前年，被去签个，没拿，要姑拿都抛死，也上来好，那就没有姑叫钱走，那是叫钱烂的，也没有拿要钱，也被要姑要地要那样吃得到，也被要多钱多呢，也没如果没帮了，用来被如果没有帮，没尿啥了，被要尿啥。也民族山了，本土民族山多样。我叫做今日不讲个政府股，那这个chế độ này，这个ở tụ tì lâu，个政府股路班，ở bên路做咩？bên chủ cái sự路lấy trên này mong，因我做路布，我做轮车，我做路货。cú sa hai lúa trâu đó bây giờ jeng là gì bây giờ jeng xem em nhớ trâu hùng nó mẹ cho nên nu tốt là tết lên nu ở chỗ ở mỏ bút được cái tên này chẳng nó bây giờ chỉ nó cái mẹ tụt ra tụt gì mẹ ở tổ yang trong cho lúa tổ khoa tổ bù ta mong sẽ lúa lên nữa nè chỉ ở cho mong chờ sưแต่是nó要mong đàn也被mong chờ là被是lúa lại mong lúa bây giờ cho cái chàng là bây giờ lưu là mong lưu, bây giờ tỏ ra cho khoa có lúa bao, có lúa chờ, ta mong trong bụng nó. Cú vả cho xa ta chờ cú hà chỉ tao ốp bên lúa chờ, có cái giờ nãy tí lúa cho mình nhua, lúa cho mình chén nền, lúa đó cả mẹ cho xa tao ta chuyến đu, nhớ giờ tụi cái chờ tao mẹ, nhớ giờ cái tôi cái bang tàu mẹ, lulu lu từ chỉ trong xí là một cho bỏ chơi nữa, lulu từ cái trong là khởi một xí quan nên, cú thọ hai lulu cho chief đấy, cho họ xia ý tu, khu cả cứ yêu ya tu sai, ya mong sai, chief I know that as the father of your men and women. It is also difficult for you to lose one of your officers, whether on duty or whether by some other means. And I thank you for your leadership and your love for your men and women in uniform, but also just for our community. Vang chữ tư lưu, nhau hữu phong đánh gạo hạt trong bếp chụp lao ngày cầu gì. Giờ sau nhớ gì, tụi cứ lừa xa, há chờ cho, cứ chỉ mua chờ vàng. Psalms 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and rescues those whose spirits are crushed." Đâu giờ, mẹ sai nó kia tại, ô chàng cho lên nó, chưa, ô chàng nhớ chữ xì lên nó đâu bên luôn nè. Ô đó cũng yêu chu tụi mình nhỏ, cứ nhỏ để nên nà lúc xuân là, nên nà chỉ sai ít lại ban đầu, chỉ nên sai mong chỉ nên bù cá lại ban đầu sư, chỉ nên sai tạo cho xua mà mua giá u giá nó xì la xì chua xì la, xì rong la xì lệ, chỉ nên tay nên nà ta nà có ớt la xì, chỉ nên nà ta cú ơi khó rong gạo ấy hả, tụi mình làm sư tụi chỉ rong sợ lại có sử dụng lãng trì tỏ mà có chỉ tao bù sư nên là sợ ta mua khí cả khó cờ buộc cả tụi mình nhỏ nhỏ sau nữa họ chờ có sai nè cái thằng nó sai sau lên nên là to lại nó chỉ sai sau một sau nó bù ta nên là sợ tao lúc ban rong gạo ta sau tao họ ban tao rong gạo ta đầu giờ bé sai chuyển tu tết lên nụ bé sai lại tụi mình nhỏ sai bé sai không là tên nó một trò sầu cha ta ôi cha tu ơi ô cú qua tam bảo ô đó cú chọn nhẹ ô đó cú pluaแต่是一努被人家的程度落脚，今年莫被路晒，แต่ก็路内กู晒ตาง了，กู班เขา那个ต่อชื่อเลยน้องมากูตื้อปู่เขาต่อเลยต่อมั่วเลยน้องมากูตื้อ班เขาตีเลยเขาน้อยว่าชื่อเด็กเล่นหนูไอ้ชอบป้องช้ำมาว่าชื่อเจ๋งสาวเขาจะจงจะไม่จะมีหนัวจะก็คือวันอาทิตย์จะไม่เช่นหนึ่งไอ้จอช้าแต่ว่าชื่อเด็กเล่นหนู要去播群众，要忠告做咩事？万去之路因哈，头要杀了，你就给要杀要我这个有么给去，头有去了，给要我个有么都么样，都本事，给头有么本事了，给有么给假杀，让来努努，那么万去叫路努，让个杀要更高。แต่ชิเมียตัวจ่าชาตัวชุนดูเป๊ะจะหลูปังชิตัวตั้งชีชุนดูตัวเหล่งเฉลี่ยปังเต่าซิเป๊ะเป้าเมจีคือยังอีตัวตู้เก่งสื่อเป๊ะเต้าเป้าเมจีคือยังอีตัวปังลูเจลูจอยังอีตัวพงตัวยือยังอีตัวคู่ลาคู่กันยังอีตัวพระเอจีเอาตัวมงตัวชิตัวลูจอฟรัสแต่ชิกุนเชอกับกูเป้าเมจี一样来的要紧，可能莫个唱来的有一度都真实，莫个唱的有一度不半路线路上，莫个唱来的有一度苦辣苦干，这个路被自然唱更高，唱好得了要去补，被某人唱领子，人多领子莫弄个，一头写一领子了，我晒这边有个路没嘿。ใช้ตัวละแต่กูจีเนี่ยตัวยังไม่เล่นตัวยังหัวแต่ยังกูจีแต่สิ่งที่ไม่จอชาแต่ไม่จะจินจ่าแล้วไม่จะรู้แล้วสิ่งไม่จะล้อไม่จอชาแต่ไม่เช่นเนี่ยจะโน้ยังไม่จีเนี่ยจะโน้ยังจะเจ๊ก็ยังไม่ยังเจ๊ตัวยังป้าไม่รู้เนี่ยยังป้าไม่รู้จรู้ยี่ถ้าชิตาเลยก็ไม่ยุ่งจงแต่ไม่จีเนี่ยหูไม่จียังไม่เลยแต่อยู่要有钱了，路边能开包饭钱呢，的偏饭钱呢，也要雇人的呢。农个要钱呀，雇要少，个罗有还得雇要领的，个罗包，还得罗用雇们要被好种，雇做得了罗要接待路多雇待，雇忙得了罗要户，叫多到个雇忙，这就没都没用。cho nó canอยู่จ้างอยู่เจcho nó canอยู่ลูกกงลูกเบcho nó canอยู่หนาอยู่สีมองเองบอกจ้าเท่าอยู่อ้วนมีตู้มียัวเลยอยู่เชื่อแต่โอ้กูไปจู่กูสีเป้าอู้เป้าหนัวเป้าหนึ่งจ้องตำบ่แต่是ชอบปงชาเป็นมองอย่างจู่ว่าเต้我爹就因包，但路农我就因用了装，几个呢几路，这又要路农了，这又也要用了有几身的。哎，头末给种地呢，要头了有么路农忙浮就安了，哎，你找多不啦是，多不啦路农要到路，路要有嘞，要么起这又要少，一肚子那样，又要少，做考了有几了。又要弄有钱了，那招山的，一努被人拿出卖，还得卖，路公路被人找，估计山到了好，估计帮山กันเลยไม่จีเอตุหนึ่งจงหนึ่งมองไว้เต็ดเลยหนูกูเชียปังจะแม่แต่ชิกุสันแต่แม่จะโยชันเต็ดเลยหนูช่างแต่ชินุเต็ดเลยหนูมาจงจะไปโซเลนสัวตูGeorge Orwell, hallelujah. We sleep soundly in our beds because rough men and women stand ready in the night to visit violence on those who would do us harm. Tu chính sử là sự chân sai chính sử. Nhà cho cứ nan nu ô trô cả bê bư càng xa lù. chỉ nhau sát chúa chỉ cái cho tàn cho men and women in uniform. Thank you for allowing us to sleep soundly every single night for the work that you do. Thank you very much. Chỉ ta là mẹ chỉ nhảy tù mong chủ từ ô tô suốt là càng xa một cái ta tờ lệ chi phá là mẹ chỉ nhớ yếu nè từ nhớ đi phá mà từ một chủ bán từ là lùa nhà lại lại lùa sáng ru mẹ chỉ ô la ô cả ok khó nói ấy khó cứ rong cần gạo mẹ chỉ cái rong lên sang lan nền nó đây mua y là câu lệ cú mầm bầu cái lệ cú mầm bầu là cái nên chỉ mua lúc cái luôn ha cho carrot ha ít cho nông cà phê cái này ta ít cho nền mà trong lúc cái nữa nè cái lệ cú bầu nữa mua lúc cái bỏ đồ hú tua pla câu tang khó là tua pla sư nhớ tàu nó chư là bia bây cho là hòn đà sáng đầu tới thì sáng hú mùa thảo mong chi cái cú kiếm bao thế chỉ tàu khó tàn bây giờ dùng lên từ carrot cái khó tàn cái dùng tànแต่是同chi cái cú kiếm bao là tốt là sự mùa tàn lênแต่是mấy chỉ giờ lên lúc nông cà phê tàu cái cú bao là bên muốn cho nông cà phê muốn bỏ hú hoặc tuần cha hoặc cho bên chút lời sáng nó sáng nào tàu sáng ta chưa cán của nó, ô tô dùng mò xa, dùng luôn neng, mấy chỉ giờ lên luôn nông cà phê họ, cái cú lên bao nhiêu luôn chờ cái trò sư, số lời trả ta, số lời sáng nọ, số lời sáng shít thà, số lời sáng shít lu, họ nói ya mấy chỉ, Maya Angelou hả ta, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Mẹ chỉ là tụ ô tô bê, một cái sú xa. Tụ bê sẽ lên dù hà lưu mẹ chỉ tầm bỏ. Lúc cờ nó cũng hà cho mẹ cho mình nhùa sư. Thì cũng rong xa ta khối bị ta có tứ hà lờ. Thì mình lưu mẹ chỉ, thì mình lưu mẹ nạ. Chỉ bù cả nạ lúc có một bông cho dù ý ra. Chỉ bù cả nà nhua xa chủ lãng chỉ lệ là do you na thang, do you na tàu kế ô shi, do you na cả nữ mỗi tụ phong dư, rồi mẹ cho mình nhua mẹ ô lên nó lỡ thì mẹ chỉ cháu xa hay ta nữ yêu tàu ý cho tu ý chẳng xài cứ chỉ nhỏ nữ luôn neng lại thọ sau nó Korea cũng sao có trâu, có khá tôi cũng đâu dạng. Có ấy tụi lùa xứ, chỉ có cho tao lấy tụi xin nên giờ. Có cho tao lấy tụi cứ bên mong chờ có tu dùng lên nón đàn. Còn xa đã có chừng hà có cho lù. Cho bê cho mình nhon nó há bù, mà bê nhớ chừng chờ lúc xí hờ, rồi bê nạp bê xí, mong nung gây một giờ. Cho chua nu, giờ bé cho lên chùa tu, tao gì cháu trâu phẳng hấp lâu bộ đòn nhớ cho bé bé không bé bỏ rong xa, bé giờ xí lên chả, gì cháu trâu phẳng hấp bé muốn bỏ chê đó, giờ tao chụp bé kia đó,แต่是gì cháu trâu phẳng hấp lâu bộ đòn nó chỉ giờ nhát chả, giờ cho chùa sinh gun cái bé tao hú inu, we have 86,400 seconds every single day. Bây giờ ta cũng to cho cũng mua còn dễ của dù xin mua chế chỉ tao cũng ta cũng mua cái đó luôn cái chỉ tao có giờ tao xí có cho xí hơi còn muốn nung cái sư bây giờ lấy tu coi cái ha bây xí muốn nung cái chỉ nhỏ nó bây cần gạo lên là để cũng nó share ta có của tao ít tu example ít tu máu đó dùng ít tu dùng lấy cú lên nó là chẳng cả tao nữa có ít tu họ cũng mong nó cái tôi là bên mong tôi mua chỉ tàu chỉ là mẹ cũng chuẩn bị tới họ nhật lấy xa là sẽ cũng mà mua cho ta mua được cái sự muaแต่ chỉ mua chỉ là có bộ tu ta na ta bê trên này 的妹个高个要顾个第四个直播个要顾现在被是路一下把那喏，台湾区phòng có mong cho bé số lên số tu,台湾区phòng có mong nó có chế độ này, nó cho bé hai niệm một chọn đó.
Good morning. So my friend from Clovis, Vang, you don't have to apologize for using other words than English to speak your reverence and your love for our friend who's passed. Because there's little anyone can say at this moment to ease the pain that you're feeling right now. I know from experience that there really are no words that anyone can offer you when you lose a loved one, a son, a father. But I hope that there's comfort in knowing that so many people here came together that cared about your dad and your husband, that had the utmost respect for him. And that came through in your words, regardless of the language, that reverence. And as a community, we come together to stand witness and to honor his life and try to bring you, the family, and his family in blue, a sense of grace and comfort and knowing that your pain is all too real. As president of Fresno City College, on behalf of everyone at the college and in each college at State Center Community College, please accept our sincere condolences for the loss of your dad and your husband. I also like to extend the condolences of everyone at the Academy to Chief Dyer and all the men and women who serve our country and our city. Because I know that everyone here is deeply hurting. As you know, Officer Vang attended Fresno City College, and in 1991, he graduated with honors from the Police Academy. He was a proud member of Class 49. And it's the same college that today, 2 of his children are attending in his footsteps, while not in law force, but in service. Joshua and Brittany, your dad is proud of you, because you're in that selfless sense of community, wanting to give back to others through your desire to help people through the healthcare service. And while I did not know your dad personally and only had an opportunity to meet him a handful of times, in talking with him briefly and talking with your mom and others that knew him, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that not only was he a hero, but he too understood the importance of education. In fact, I would say he too was an evangelist for education. He knew firsthand the power of education to transform lives. And he knew this because it transformed his own life. And he had confidence that that power of education would transform your lives into something beautiful and wonderful. And in talking to your mom, I know it was one of his greatest hopes and desires that not only you finish, but you go on and encourage others to do great things. So when I spoke to faculty members who knew him, it became very clear that his life is one of a classical inspirational story that we've heard a little bit about today. The fact that he wasn't born in this country, yet his hopes were truly born out of the American dream. That his parents immigrated from war-torn Laos. His story really is one of a dream. His father valued education, as did Phia. And that when you're born in a country that is torn apart by war, there really is no hope for education. So he and his family made the dangerous trek, and they paid the ultimate price, as we heard today. But he never took the fact that education and freedom should ever be taken for granted. He knew that there was a better path to life, and your whole family has embodied that. In fact, your family is one story of the American dream that I will never forget. He came here and he served his country well and his community, and he did it proudly for 26 years. So his children here today are a living testament to his values. To Ethan, while you're still in high school, and to Corey, who's at Fresno State, and Joshua and Brittany at Fresno City College, his values will live inside you forever. And I am confident, as the president of Fresno City College, I am confident that that legacy of service that your father's life so exemplified will carry on in you, and you will touch many others. So to his children, I hope you know that today everybody in this room and for the last 3 days came here to pay honor and bear witness to the fact that your father was a hero, a great dad, and a noble man, and a wonderful husband. And losing a parent is one of the hardest things you can do through life. And many of us have gone through that, but not at such a tender age. Each person's journey is different, and no one really knows the true feelings that you're feeling right now. And it's your individual experience. And we pay honor and acknowledge that. It is my hope, and I know I'm joined by so many people who are wearing a badge. It is my hope and my prayer that today's ceremony and the days to come will give you peace and give you a slight bit of comfort, and that his love that he expressed to you every day will still live on. There are so many people in our community who didn't know your dad but was touched by your dad's service. So I'm embodying that and sharing it with you today. In the weeks and days ahead, please know that so many will come to understand and appreciate that fact when they realize that he's gone. He's just gone here, not gone forever in our hearts. It is my prayer that you will feel this love and that it will continue. And to that end, my office is now going to be setting up a scholarship in your dad's honor. So I'll be working with many people in the community to make sure his name will never be forgotten by anybody who goes to Fresno City College. That's my pledge to you. So, through our tears, let us see the blessings of knowing that he loved you, that he respected you, and he had high hopes for you, and that he will continue to serve in you as you go on through your days. May his integrity, his decency, his fierce love, and his kindness stay with all of us forever. May God bless you and your family. Thank you so much.